the town market afternoon. Lila and her classmates, who are laden with groceries and fresh fish, talk as they walk past Ethan's stall. Lila, let's go home now. We still have to research a very difficult assignment about quantum technology. Class 1. It's really hard, especially the part about gravitational theory. Class 2. I don't even know where to start with that. Do you know about quantum technology? Ethan. I'm not sure, but something about it feels familiar. Classmates laugh, intrigued by the mysterious fisherman with the kind eyes and wild hair. Class 1. Well, we can use all the help we can get. Lila hands Ethan her notebook. She flips through the pages, her eyes scanning the equations. For a moment, her fingers tremble as fragments of memory threaten to spill out. And suddenly, Ethan was stunned because he remembered the equations as if he could solve them. And later he told the girls that he could borrow them and do them at his house because he pretended that he wasn't going to solve them and that he knew a professor friend who had come up with a solution. And Lila said with a smile, "Are you sure, sir? 'Cause the submission is tomorrow and it's been almost 2 weeks since anyone has solved this assignment." And Ethan said he would try to solve it through his close retired professor who he didn't know which university he studied at and said he could do it. And he left their assignment to the girls because, honestly, they didn't really know how to solve it.
Would it be okay if I borrowed this for a day or two? I have a friend, a retired professor, who is quite good at these kinds of problems. Maybe he could help. Lila raised an eyebrow, amused and a little skeptical. Elia lay smiling. Are you sure, sir? The submission has been open for almost 2 weeks, and no one has solved it yet. Well, my friend loves a good challenge. I can't promise anything, but I'll ask him to take a look. The girls exchanged glances. It was clear that they had no idea how to solve the assignment themselves. A classmate says, "We really appreciate it, sir. We're completely stumped." "Leave me alone. I'll see what I can do." He tucked the notebook under his arm, nodded respectfully, and returned to the river, his mind racing with half-remembered formulas and a growing sense of purpose. In the fisherman's cottage, night. The small room is dimly lit by a flickering oil lamp, Lila's notebook open in front of him. The pages are filled with complex equations and diagrams about quantum technology and gravitational theory. Ethan stares at the questions. His breathing quickens. The numbers and symbols seem to spin and pulse on the page. Flashes of memory suddenly flash through his mind, blueprints, a gleaming spaceship, scientists in lab coats. He holds his head in his hands, shaking. The pressure builds as if his mind is about to explode. Energy crackles in his imagination, like nuclear fire and bullets piercing the inside of his skull. No, what is this? The theory, long buried and unresolved, exploded in his thoughts like a bomb. He gasped, his eyes widening with fear and pain. The room seemed to be spinning. With a strangled scream, Ethan fell to the floor, the notebook falling beside him. He lay there, unconscious, beads of sweat on his forehead, haunted by fragments of a life he could not remember. And he told the old man what really happened to him, how he was picked up from the beach while the old man was fishing. And this was the part he did not know, and because of this, when he woke up, he was faced with a huge mess, and full of excitement about how he would find out who really instigated the death of his colleague in the large and modern laboratory under the cave. In the fisherman's cottage, morning. Ethan lay on a simple bed, pale and trembling. The old fisherman sat next to him, a trace of worry on his face. The sunlight filtered through the window, creating subtle patterns on the floor. Old fisherman, softly. You gave me a terrible fright, son. What happened to you last night? Ethan sat up slowly, rubbing his temples. He looked at the old man, his eyes filled with confusion and longing for answers. I remembered something, not everything, but flashing, equations, a laboratory, large, modern, hidden under a cave. And someone died there, someone I cared about. The old fisherman listened intently, nodding for Ethan to continue.